It's RJ Vijaya back with another inspiring edition of Neurodiversity with Dr. Banerjee, brought to you by Landmark College, the college with a mission to transform the way students learn, educators teach, and the public thinks about education. Albert Einstein said it best when he said, "In the middle of every difficulty lies an opportunity." And that's what's on tap today, meeting the very people who've successfully transformed their difficulties with neurodiversity into a stellar opportunity. Joining me is Sandra Fischler. She is director of Landmark College Success Center right here in San Mateo, California. And we have Gomati Ramesh. She's the parent of a Success Center coaching client. And Arun Jandor joins us as well. He's a long-time Success Center coaching client. So welcome, Sandra, Gomati, and Arun. I'm so happy to have you on, and thank you for sharing your experiences with us. We've been talking on this series on different aspects of learning differences with Dr. Manju Banerjee, and it really helps to put it all into perspective, hearing directly from you as participants of Landmark College Success Center programs. So thank you so much for being here. Super having you on.
Thank you so much, Vijaya. Really, it's a pleasure to be here. And I feel honored to be here with both Arun and with Gomati.
Yes. So, Sandra, let's begin with you and tell us a little bit about Landmark College. I know we've been talking about it, but Landmark College in general and the Bay Area Success Center in particular, because as I always say, it's the best kept secret in the Bay Area. So, we need to know more about it. And also, if you could share an overview of the services that are offered through the Success Center.
Absolutely. Thank you. Landmark College, and again, just to reiterate what maybe some of your listeners already know, is Landmark College started about 40 years ago in Putney, Vermont, and it was specifically designed to support students with dyslexia. And since that time, it has grown and expanded. Students from across the U.S., across the world, actually, attend Landmark College. And those student profiles include dyslexia, ADHD, and even more complex profiles such as autism, and as well as other executive function challenges and learning differences. And many students who attend Landmark College are from California. And Putney, Vermont is quite a ways away.
Yes.
And even though there are so many Californians that go there, there are many Californians that do not attend Landmark College because of the distance strictly.
Yeah.
And so the president of the college, Dr. Peter Eden, along with Dr. Manju Banerjee, when she was in her role as vice president, developed this concept of the Success Center. And we are located in San Mateo, California. More specifically, we are in the Annex building on the Stanbridge Academy campus on Poplar Avenue. And with the location, then that is the first part of the vision of, again, both the president, Dr. Eden, and Dr. Manju Banerjee, was bring supports found on the campus to the West Coast. So with this, to support individuals here, our learning specialists look to reflect what is taking place on campus. And so what instructors, counselors, and staff may utilize on campus, our learning specialists are looking to provide those learning strategies and tools, again, found there, but bringing them here to the West Coast for individuals in the area. And again, we also do support individuals outside of the area as well.
I'm so glad that they selected California and San Mateo as the place to have, the Success Center.
I'm thrilled they chose this location as well. Honestly, the peninsula has one of the highest populations of individuals with autism. And there are some tremendous parent and family supports found in the area. And so we feel very lucky to be a part of a team of resources here in the California area for support.
So before we talk a little bit about, the services that that the center offers. Let me tell folks just joining us, you're listening to Neurodiversity with Dr. Banerjee, brought to you by Landmark College, combining research-based learning strategies and academic support to prepare students for the rigors of college-level work. And like Sandra mentioned, they're based in Vermont, with a terrific success center right here in San Mateo. So you can find out more at landmark.edu/success center or call them at 408-475-3323. Yes, Sandra, go ahead with, give us a brief overview of, what the center offers.
Absolutely. So there's really two categories of services I'll share. The first one being the area of coaching, and more specifically in the area of executive functioning that may include time management or organization, as well as academic support that may include note-taking or college reading and writing level strategies. And then transition skill building to and through college. And that may support a young student heading off to college that may need to organize their syllabi and all their upcoming tasks that are needed for their first semester away. So that's really one area of support that we provide. And we do it in weekly sessions through our learning specialists. Then we also have the peers social pragmatics, and that stands for the Program for the Education and Enrichment of Relational Skills. And it was a program developed by Dr. Elizabeth Lageson about 15 years ago out of UCLA. And it's been offered through the Landmark College campus for nearly that length of time. And again, as a means to reflect the supports found on the Landmark College campus, we offer the Peers Social Pragmatics workshops through the Success Center. And those, although the coaching side of the house, that one is a weekly meeting, the Peers Social Pragmatics takes place in a group setting. It's a weekly group setting, and then there's also individual coaching that goes along with it, individual social coaching, and there's also a parent component. So parents can join a parent meeting each week, find out what the curriculum was, and in their effort to support their young family member when they return home to their parents, how best to support them. So those are really two areas of services that we offer: coaching as well as the peers social pragmatics.
So that is a great backdrop to coming to Gomati. Gomati, you are the parent of a Success Center coaching client and peers social pragmatics participant that Sandra just outlined. So tell us more about what services did your son or daughter introduce them to us, utilize, and could you share why it was successful for them?
Hi, thanks for having me here. My daughter, she's 17. She actually is taking parallelly two programs. One is the one-on-one coaching session and also the peers group program.
So why was it, how did she, how was she introduced to Landmark Success Center, and why was it successful for her?
So I actually came upon that email, very, I don't know how many parents saw it. Excuse me. I saw in the beginning of this current school year that there is only one spot left in a group program, and this is the email to the parents. I'm like, I looked at peers as Sandra mentioned, and I'm like, okay, this could be something I'm looking for, my daughter. And I approached them. By then it was very close to the starting date. So we brainstormed, and there is actually an intensive filtering process, I must say, while having Sandra here. They met with me and daughter, and then me separately and she separately. So they really work on finding a good match or good fit for the group. So in the meantime, while the group started in January, we started off with that one-on-one coaching center because with my daughter's challenges, things are better when they are given in smaller chunks in a smaller setting. So this one-on-one session, which is almost like a kind of a pre-teaching of a concept that makes things easier for her, and kind of have an open conversation with the learning specialist. And now she is in the both one-on-one session on a certain day and a group session on a weekend day. So as for why it is successful, I would say especially the peers curriculum focuses on some of the challenges which the teenagers. I know Sandra mentioned about the kids in college, but I believe my daughter takes the one prior to that, maybe the young adult one or a different one, under 18 group probably. So at that age, or any age for that matter, kids are not that much recipient to the parents' ideas and suggestions. And so from that aspect, I feel like this program focuses very much the kind of tailored towards the functional aspect of what a teenage social life is. It's kind of broken down into chunks for every class, and the parent session is a real plus because I kind of get to know what happened the previous week, and
that's really unique to have a parent dedicated session on that. And Sandra, feel free to jump in whenever to add to, what
I just wanted to clarify, Gomati, thank you for mentioning that. The peers does have two separate groups, so thank you for mentioning that. The first one is the adolescent group, the 15, 16, 17, 18-year-olds still in high school, and then the adult group is 18 years and older. So thank you for sharing that. Yes, that's something that needs to be clarified. There are separate groups looking for the right fit.
Nice. Okay. Cool. So, folks, personalized assistance not found at most traditional colleges, degree programs for students, and professional training for educators as well. Check it out at landmark.edu/success center. Call them today. 408-475-3323 is their number right here in San Mateo. And we're talking to the parents, the student or the client, and of course, the director of the Success Center right here, Landmark Success Center, on how they've really, overcome those challenges with the help of Landmark College and really are on their way to a very bright, successful future. And with that, let me turn to Arun. Arun, you too have been a long time coaching client for Landmark Success Center. So did you find the services helpful, and what did you find most helpful?
I did. I found the services to be very helpful. I kind of come from what I thought was a non-traditional background. I already had what you would call a very successful career on paper. I was a senior software engineer at a advanced research group of a Fortune 100 company, but I was struggling both career-wise, bringing myself to the next level, and having a lot of mental and physical health issues as well. And, I heard on the radio about this program that had just moved and they were helping students. And I was thinking, I have a lot of sensory and executive function issues. I always have. And, a lot of support is built around kids and college students. And I thought, I don't know if this is going to be a good fit, but I'm going to call them.
Yeah.
And I did. And that's when I learned that the Landmark College actually helps people of all ages in all walks of life. You don't have to specifically be like, a teenager going into college. They're very helpful for that. And that's what it seemed like on the radio when I heard the ad.
Yeah.
But then, you have me who's like already on the other side of college, who's already in a more senior position, but still really struggling. Everything looks good on paper, but underneath things don't really seem right.
Yes.
So then that's when they connected me to my success coach, Sarah, and we started talking a lot. In the beginning, it was about really career-oriented stuff and how to deal with, a lot of very negative feedback I was receiving at work from my boss, which I wasn't accustomed to because, at that point I had always just been very traditionally successful at these things.
Yeah.
And then,
so, but growing up, were you exposed to this kind of program that Landmark College offers, or you just went through your growing up phase, your adolescent or teenage phase through it without any and this was a whole new thing for you.
This was a whole new thing for me that I discovered at the age of 27.
Wow.
I really wish that as a young adult and as a college student,
Yeah.
I had someone to call, but I wasn't aware of these resources, and I wasn't aware of my neurodiversity and sensory and executive function issues until I was late into my 20s.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
I found out very late, and
Yeah.
Landmark College stepped up to, provide all that missing education that I never had.
Yeah.
They really met me where I was at.
And you could see the whole difference with having, had them to help you through it all.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They helped me quite a bit with a lot of, career-related stuff, how to have difficult performance-related questions or conversations with my boss.
Mm-hmm.
I was dealing with a lot of mental and physical health issues as well, and so I was needing to see different practitioners
Yeah.
and do like different physical therapy programs. And Sarah was really helping me work on programs to stay very organized.
Mm-hmm.
There was so much going on in my life, so many different angles that I was trying to improve with. I couldn't physically keep track of everything. I wasn't able to remember some weeks that I was struggling more or less with certain issues.
Yeah.
And she was sort of like my objective ground truth. She'd be like, well, hold on, Arun, for the past few weeks, you've been mentioning this problem, but you've been kind of talking about this one. Do you want to pivot or do you want to stay on this one? And
Oh.
she was like, imagine you have like a book, right?
Yeah.
And you have like 10 chapters you're reading simultaneously.
Hmm.
Well, Sarah was like my bookmark for those 10
Yeah.
chapters. She was
Wow.
keeping track of each progress for me, helping make my life feel less heavy.
Wow, you've articulated it so well, and I'm so glad you found Landmark College when you did, and it's helped you so much. And I'm hoping that, listening to you here, a lot of other young adults would be, having them to really guide them through it, because people really don't know about this. So, folks, we're speaking to the parents, clients, and the director of Landmark College Success Center. You've tuned into Neurodiversity with Dr. Banerjee, empowering students, transforming education. Landmark College is a community designed exclusively for students who learn differently, including folks with learning disabilities like dyslexia, ADHD, autism, or executive function challenges. Check them out today at landmark.edu/success center or call them at 408-475-3323. So, Sandra, you mentioned, of course, initially all of who are the Success Center clients and the learning differences that they have. Is that what I just mentioned?
Yes, in fact, thank you for that. So the Success Center serves neurodiverse teens, young adults, and adults, and that diversity may lie in the area of ADHD, autism, dyslexia, or other executive challenges. And so, yes, those are the types of clients that we serve, and some complex profiles and some not so complex. So we really do support a wide range of clients and their needs.
So, do folks really have to attend Landmark College, or can a neurodiverse student attending a college or school elsewhere utilize the services?
That is such a great question. So, although we've supported Landmark College students in other programs, primarily we are an add-on service. So we have individuals that attend different high schools, colleges, or don't attend school at all. Some, for instance, may include individuals attending UC Davis, Berkeley, or the community colleges in the area like CSM, Foothill College. So we do support individuals either across the nation. We have an individual right now at Pace University, or again, somebody locally more regional in the area.
Oh, that's good to know. So, Arun, coming back to you, what are you using now as, an online tool, a process, a method that you've learned from Sarah, is it, your learning specialist? And, can you describe a little bit of that and how you are using it now, how you plan to use it in the future?
Absolutely. So one of the things I really have always loved to use since I was a kid was Excel sheets. And Sarah wanted to really help me with one issue that kept recurring in all the years that I worked with her, which was food and nutrition. Food is something that we have to eat 3 times a day. It's
if not
different for
more.
everyone. Yeah, it's different for everyone. And if you're like a working professional, right, and you work a demanding job and you work from home or go into the office, it's difficult to always be thinking about like, okay, like what groceries, what food, budgeting, and all these things. It's a very complex issue. And it's also something that is very culturally sensitive, right? Like every culture eats different food. And in America, we like to eat, I like to eat different things. I don't like to just eat one cuisine. But I'm also not a very organized person at all. I do really struggle with my ADHD and a lot of procrastinating. So we really like built this Excel sheet over the course of time to help me map out like what I'm gonna eat, how I'm gonna eat it, what meals are cooked and which ones are leftover, and how to keep track of like what meals I buy. And so now I have this physical thing on my computer, but I also have a mental image in my mind about how I'm going to get groceries. And if you ask me like how often do you eat out, I could tell you right off the bat. If you ask me how much money I spent on restaurants, I could tell you immediately. So
we could all use that.
Yes. Yes, it's very helpful.
Yeah.
And it's not like one template that Sarah just had that she sent to me. She and I built it together to meet my individual needs about how I use the tool.
Yeah. Wow, that is excellent. That is really eye-opening. What about you, Gomati? Tell us what tools and strategies from the work with the learning specialist was most helpful for your daughter.
So they, as I mentioned, they have broken now the curriculum into, I believe, 18 weeks. So each week they introduce a concept in the form of a vocabulary, and they practice as a group. And in my daughter's case, in a one-on-one setting before that. And through the parent meet weekly, as well as, which is actually happening right now. Also the information shared by same learning specialist Sarah, the parents are aware of the vocabulary or the concept they are working for on that particular day. So that gives us an opportunity to practice that skill at home or outside the class or the workshop time. So a couple of things that my daughter, actually she just started a couple of weeks ago, unlike Arun, who has had the experience and the age maturity as well, but my daughter is kind of a growing person. So there are a couple of things that she's really working on, which is the tagging, which is like when you say something, I follow through with the a comment or a question or something relevant to that. And that is something as simple as that sounds, that is a big challenge for her, because that is actually a conversation ender for her,
right,
if she does not tag.
Right.
So that is something that we are working on collectively as a family.
Super. So Sandra, can educational professionals really refer neurodiverse students to the Success Center for support?
Absolutely. That's, again, another great question. Absolutely. We've built referral relationships with therapists, psychologists, school counselors, parent groups, as well as, private practice college counselors who specialize in working with the neurodiverse students. So absolutely. I'd love to make one more comment about the experience that Arun and Gomati are sharing, that it was very personalized, because that is our aim.
Yeah.
Very strength-based. The approach that the learning specialists have, very strength-based, and in that strength-based coaching model, it allows for our clients to value and capitalize on their strengths. And it sounds like that's been
so it's very uniquely tailored to each individual, right?
Highly personalized as well. Yeah. So for instance, what may have worked with Arun may not work with Gomati's daughter. And so finding that specific method or tool or strategy, or even just approach, that non-directive approach of being more in a facilitative role, it's encouraging to hear that it's connecting with our clients.
Yes.
And parents are recognizing it as well.
Yeah. Well, this has been a fascinating segment, and I can keep talking to all of you folks. I think we need another session because we're running out of time. But I so appreciate you, Sandra, Gomati, and Arun. Really appreciate your coming on the show today and amplifying, underscoring your successful journey of navigating these pathways in neurodiversity, and how Landmark College has been your cheerleader, your guide, and your mentor through it all. So thank you so much for joining us. And folks, there you have it. Landmark College is on hand to help you every step of the way. If you are a neurodiverse student or a parent of one, visit landmark.edu/success center to learn more, or simply call them at 408-475-3323. And join us every Wednesday, 3:30 p.m. for another enlightening edition of Neurodiversity with Dr. Banerjee, brought to you by Landmark College, helping you stay informed, stay empowered, and keep in mind that neurodiversity truly matters. I'm RJ Vijaya. For now, keep listening to Radio Zindagi. Ji Eja.